Hello everyone, my name is Puput
My name is Dewi.
And my name is Arlene.
and
Today we are going to discuss about cultural identity of Java and Sunda.
And the topic that we're going to discuss today are introduction, about Java, about Sunda, the comparison, and the conclusion. Culture refers to the beliefs, norms, behaviors, and values that a given group of people deem acceptable. Identity is about knowing what is acceptable and true for yourself. Or in other words, cultural identity is a critical piece of your personal identity that develops as you absorb, interpret, and adopt or reject the beliefs, values, behaviors, and norms of the communities in your life.
The second one is about Java. So Java is the largest ethnic group in Indonesia, and the culture is influenced by major kingdoms such as Majapahit and Mataram, which pass down tradition, social system, and spiritual values. In Java, there are family structure. Javanese family structure is complex because it consisting of 18 levels. It has a function to maintain respect and order in relationship among family members. And the second is traditions. There are some traditions such as Tedak Siten, Selapanan, Padusan, funeral rituals like Nalong Dina, Pitung Dina, Matang Puluh Dina, and Nyewut Dina. And the last is Ruahan or Satranan. For the marriage, Javanese people determining compatibility based on matan for the couple's birth dates, and it has traditions like Midodareni, Siraman, Cucuk Lampah, Injak Telur, Adol Dawet, and the last is Panggih. For the language, Java has 3 levels politeness like Ngoko, Madya, and Kromo. For Ngoko, it's used for peers or younger people. That means it is informal, and the Madya is for semi-formal situation, but it moderately polite. And the last one is Kromo. It's for addressing elders or respected people, and is it very formal. And Java also has script that has 20 basic letters. The words ending with A are often pronounced as O. Java also has traditional clothes. For men, there are beskap, is a traditional jacket with a high collar, and second is blangkon, is a traditional Javanese headgear. And for women, there's a kebaya that pair with Javanese batik. And batik has symbolized used for formal events. There is some motif like parang, is it symbolizing strength and struggle, and motif kawung is representing justice and purity. In Java, the culinary known for its sweet, savory, and spicy flavors, such as gudeg that are made from young jackfruit that cook in coconut milk, often served with free-range chicken and eggs. And the second is satay, is a squared and grilled meat that served with peanut sauce or soy sauce. And this culinary has functioned as a cultural identity and are often present during traditional ceremonies or celebration. For the art side, there's a traditional dance. Java has some traditional dance such as Tari Seripi, that's a court dance that symbolizing the grace and the elegance of Javanese women. And the second is Tari Gambyong, is a dance for welcoming dance often performed at official events. And for the traditional instrument, there are gamelan that is a ensemble music that used in traditional events. And the last one is batik. Batik has unique motifs with deep philosophical meanings, and it created using chanting, a tool for applying hot wax to cloth.
So we are moved to Sundanese. The Sundanese are an indigenous ethnic group from the western part of Java, Indonesia. They are also known as Priangan or Parahyangan. The Sundanese believe in a set of characteristics or kasundan that they consider to be the path to a good life. These characteristics include being healthy, good, honest, self-aware, and intelligent. So the next about family lineage of Sundanese. Pancakaki is a very important family lineage system in Sundanese culture. The first one is about generation above, are Aki, Nini, Buyut, Bao, Jagawarang, Udek-udek, Gantung Siwur. Second is generation below, is Anak, Incu, Buyut, Bao, Jagawarang, Udek-udek, and Gantung Siwur. And the next is about siblings. There are Adi, Lanca, Amang, Bibi, Ua, Alo, Suan, and etc. And the last is about other relationship. There are Mitoa, is a mother-in-law, Minantu is daughter-in-law, Tunggal is only child, Cikal, Bungsu, and etc. Next is about tradition in Sundanese. There are three traditions in Sundanese. The first one is Tembuni. Tembuni is tradition related to the birth of a baby. The baby is placenta or ari-ari is treated with full respect as the baby is siblings. Second is Mitan, a ceremony held during the 7th month of pregnancy to pray for the health and well-being of the mother and child. And the last is Serentown, a harvest festival celebrated to express gratitude to the gods for a bountiful harvest. It involves various rituals, including offerings and traditional dance. So, we are going to talk about art from Sundanese. The first one is Wayang Golek. Wayang Golek, a traditional puppet shadow play that tells stories from Hindu epics like the Ramayana and Mahabharata. The second is Jaipongan, a dynamic dance form characterized by energetic movement and rhythmic music. And the last is Topeng, a masked dance drama that often depicts historical or mythological stories. In marriage tradition, they have 8 steps for the marriage. The first is ngajak or proposal. The next is seserahan, siraman, ijab kabul, sungkeman, panggih, saweran, and ngalalut harupat. Next is about traditional clothes in Sundanese. For men wear blankon, traditional Sundanese hat, and beskap. And for women, Sundanese braids often wear a kebaya, a traditional blouse paired with a batik skirt. They may also wear a siger, a traditional headpiece adorned with gold ornaments. And the last is batik. For the first one is Mega Mendung, is meaning associated with spiritual matters. Second is Kujang Kijang, is meaning about symbolize protection and security from all direction. And the last is Tikapundung, symbolizing beauty, growth, and harmony. Culinary. Sundanese food is famous for its spicy, savory, salty, sour, and sweet flavors. And the first is Nasi Timbel, steamed rice wrapped in banana leaves, often served with grilled fish, fried chicken, tempe, and tofu. The next is Nasi Liwet, rice cooked with coconut milk, chicken broth, and spices, typically served with shredded chicken, omelette, anchovies, and various vegetables. The last is about language. In Sundanese, there are 3 levels politeness. The first one is Bahasa Sunda Kasar, used when angry, arguing, or for animals. The second is Bahasa Sunda Loma, is a Sundanese language used in daily life. And the third is Bahasa Sunda Lemes, used to show respect when speaking with parents or older people. The next is about Sundanese script or Aksara Jawa, has 32 basic letters. 7 aksara swara or independent vowels are A, E, I, O, U, E, and E. And 23 aksara ngalahena or consonant. There are Ka, G, Nga, Cajanya, Tadana, Pabama, Yarala, Wasaha, and Fa, Fa, Kasha, Za.
Okay, so we are heading with the comparison of Java and Sunda. So as you guys can see here at the table, we have 7 different aspects that we are going to discuss. The first one is about the introduction. So Java is the largest ethnic group in Indonesia, while Sunda are an indigenous ethnic group from the western part of Java, Indonesia. And then for the aspect of family and tradition, in Java, the Javanese family structure is complex and consists of 18 levels. And the tradition in it are tedak siten, selapanan, padusan, funeral rituals, ruahan or sadranan. While in Sunda, the family or you can call it Pancakaki is a very important family lineage system in Sundanese culture. And the tradition in it are Tembuni, Mitan, Serentahun. Okay, and the third aspect is marriage. In Java, the Javanese people determine the compatibility based on weton, while in Sunda, they witness a dowry exchange. In the aspect of language, Java has 3 levels of politeness: Ngoko, Madyo, and Kromo. While in Sunda, there are also 3 levels of politeness: Bahasa Sunda Kasar, Bahasa Sunda Loma, and Bahasa Sunda Lemes. The traditional clothes in Java for men is wearing a beskap and blangkon, while in Sunda, the men also wore blangkon, traditional Sundanese hat, and beskap. In Java, women wear a kebaya, while also in Sunda, women also wear kebaya. And the batik from Java has a kaung pattern, while in Sunda, mostly contains a Megamendung pattern, Kujang Kijang, and Cikapundung. For the culinary in Java, it's known for its sweet, savory, and spicy flavor, while in Sunda, it's famous for spicy, savory, salty, sour, and also sweet. And then the last aspect is art. So in Java, the traditional dances are Tari Serimpi and Tari Gambyong, while the traditional instruments is gamelan. And batik contains a unique motif with deep philosophical meanings. While in Sunda, the famous art for it is wayang golek, jaipongan, and topeng. Alright, so we head on to the conclusion. So, Java and Sunda share some overarching Indonesia culture values, such as respect for family and traditions. Even though they have some differences, both cultures contribute richly to Indonesia's diverse cultural identity.
That's all from us, and thank you!